Hi, I'm Sharon Olbetter. I'm here to bring you some strategies to help you achieve success. And one of the things I want to share with you today are some common mistakes I see in goal setting. And one of the ones is people start with their present situation and they think of ways they could improve it. And research has shown that it's much better to visualize the end result you want. What do you really desire? What is that going to give you when you attain it? How are you going to feel? And then you could switch to your present reality and note the gaps. You could identify the obstacles that stand in the way. And that's supposed to be more motivating than trying to go the other way. The second thing is people don't always brainstorm all the options that could take them to where they want to go. Maybe they just see as on the most obvious. And if you give you some time to really brainstorm, some of the best ideas might come later in the list. So that's another mistake people might make, just going on to one avenue. Okay, another one is they don't consider their life as a whole, with interconnected parts, different roles they have, and they may compete with each other. For instance, if you're a dad who wants to go to graduate school and you already have a full-time job, you've got a really busy life, and you have to figure out how you're going to try to meet all your interest, your time and time. I'm sorry, that demands on your time and attention. You should have a family, and you want to be the best father you can be, but you also are trying to be, a good career person. So these are things you got to think about ahead of time, so you can think about how you're going to allocate time to make your goal a reality. Another mistake. Everybody hears about SMART goals. SMART goals, everybody just thinks it's almost synonymous with goal itself. But SMART is a framework that was developed to help people design outcome goals. And SMART, in case you don't know, S stands for specific, M is measurable, A is for either actionable or attainable, R is for relevant, you sometimes see it as realistic, and T is time bound. I have a problem with the R because I feel like realistic and attainable, that's redundant. So why not just go with the R for relevant? That means it's relevant to you, that's significant to you. Anyway, people tend to use that as an outcome goal. Like a salesperson might say, okay, I want to bring in $10,000 by the end of the month. And, that would be nice, but how could he really control that? He doesn't know, he doesn't know exactly what he's going to do. So it's much better sometimes in situations like that where something is beyond your control, and also in situations where they're uncertain or you're not sure what the outcome is going to be, to make it more of a creative act. Design a process goal. Like, I am going to focus on, making so many sales calls a day. I am going to go to so many network functions. I'm going to write articles. Things that a person could actually control. And that would be more effective in a lot of situations than outcome goals, which are great if you know exactly what you're going to do and it's under your control. Then that's the way to go. But, not everything is controllable. And if a task is more complex, you need to focus on your strategies. Mistake number 5, not periodically reviewing, evaluating, and revising your goals. As you go along, the situation might change. There might be new information out there that you need to think about, and the goal might need to be updated to something that would reflect your future. Or perhaps you need to change it entirely because something just happened, to whatever that could be. And so you need to be open to new information, because sometimes people, they get like tunnel vision and they ignore information that they think isn't relevant to the path they're on, where they might need to consider that other information. Okay, mistake number 6 is not developing actionable steps. Sometimes people just write goals down and that they think they're done. You need to break them up into smaller pieces so they don't overwhelm you. And when you have smaller pieces or smaller milestones, you can schedule them in your calendar. And it also gives you a sense of, urgency, because you see, okay, I need to have this done. And along with that, something that's really good to do is called doing implementation intentions. This was created by a business researcher, where it's like designing contingency plans. You have this end result that you want to have, like you're creating a new business, and things might come up, and instead of them just throwing you for a loop, if you think about, okay, if this happens, then I'm going to do this, you'll be less likely to lose your momentum. So that's called implementation intentions, and that's, again, goes along with the way of having an action plan. Mistake number 7, not setting time frames for those milestones. Because, if you have this big goal, or action steps they don't assign time frames to, you could just think, okay, I'll start tomorrow. Oh, I got a lot of time yet. But if you actually set a time frame to things, there's more urgency for you to take action. And you also realize maybe if you're slipping behind, you're like, whoa, I gotta, things, I have to get with it. Okay, number 8, it's good to have some way to have some measure, just so you have some feedback, because otherwise you could be working on something and you don't really know if you're being effective. Like I used the thing before about a salesperson. They're going to make so many sales calls, and maybe that's some kind of feedback that if they're making the calls, they got that, or just have some kind of measure and see how many sales they're actually making. That's even a better measure. See the results, and if they don't get results, then they know they need to change something, try a different approach, or try something new. So measures are really good because it gives you feedback, and so you can notice what you have to change. Okay, number 9, not having a form of collaboration and accountability. You hear the saying, two heads are better than one. Well, sometimes that's true because you have another person who might have an insight they could share with you, or perhaps help you tackle a problem. And also accountability. If you tend to tell someone you're going to do something, you're much more likely to do it. So try to find a peer or a group or a coach, somebody who you can meet with periodically and kind of keep you on track. Okay, number 10. This is something I often come across. Some people think it's best to visualize the end result as if it's already a reality. Well, that's just great when you start out, thinking what your goal wants to be and what the fantasy is. But it's not good once you decide what you want. Then it's better to focus on visualize yourself taking action steps. Just like an athlete. They don't just focus on getting the trophy. They visualize themselves taking the right shot, dribbling the ball the right way. They perfect their actions in their mind. And that is what's going to help you get what you want. Okay, and anyway, so that's all I have for today. And I hope you enjoyed these suggestions for how to make your goal setting better. Thank you. Bye.